What scared the living daylights out of you to supersize and grow your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and yes, I am using the pumpkin face. I decided to. It's easy to talk about fear and things that you're afraid of and things that scare you when nobody can actually see your face. Although this is quite the expressive little pumpkin face. So today, our idiom to scare the daylights out of someone or not something, maybe an animal or a pet, but why would we want to scare our pets? We want them to just love us. But to scare the daylights out of anyone, I actually have heard this expression vast majority of my life. Sometimes my sisters would like to pull pranks on me, and we might have pulled pranks on one another. And so every once in a while we'd scare each other. When I was 8, my oldest sister was 9, and my other sisters were younger. We moved out into the country, moved from a little house in town, the little small town I grew up in. We moved out into a big old house in the country. And my sisters and I swore that we had ghosts because a young lady had an epileptic seizure and died in my parents' bathtub, etc. We knew things like that about the house. And it had servants' quarters, and it was definitely an old house, but it was awesome. I absolutely loved growing up there. I can't imagine a better place to grow up. And it's since been torn down and turned into an old folks' home and a hospital, but it was an amazing place to grow up. But we swore the house was haunted, and so we would scare one another, and we would scare. We were just scared there were ghosts, right? I actually made up an imaginary friend named George that lived in my closet to keep my sisters out of my room. So, just like anything else, it can be used in a good way or a bad way. Having a ghost in my closet was a good way because it kept my sisters out of my room and out of my stuff. So, have you heard this expression? It actually has been around since 1752 when in a novel called Amelia, written by Henry Fielding, and a character in the book talks about how they're going to scare the daylights out of a particular woman. That's where it was first documented and used. So it's been around for hundreds of years. My ex-husband used to like to try to scare me, which probably wasn't good since I had a sudden cardiac arrest about a little over a decade ago now. But didn't know that at the time. We used to, trick each other and try to scare and sneak up on each other. And in our house, we had a big house, so it was pretty easy to do that, right? Or to do things to creep each other out, which is kind of a really weird, sick, twisted way of behaving in a relationship, but it was kind of fun. So I'm going to share, since it's Halloween, I'm just going to share a bunch of different Halloween-related idioms instead of going in depth in this one. But I guess we should talk about this one a little bit with respect to our business first. Number one, we need to know what scares us when it comes to building and growing and supersizing our business. Because almost every time I've looked at and examined what scares me or a business that I happen to be working with about growing and supersizing, it's usually, and this is interesting enough, the next thing we need to do and overcome in order to grow and scale our business. Not every time, but a fascinatingly high percentage of the time, this is the thing. So if we keep thinking about and coming up against and knocking up against something that we don't want to do and it scares us, the only way to overcome that fear, that being scared of something, and that's fear is this awesome motivator. So often we run away from fear, but we really need to run toward our fears, not if it's dangerous or going to kill us or destroy our business for sure, but we need to stretch the things that we feel uncomfortable about, because those are the things we need to do next and next and next and next to reach another level of growth and development and scaling our business. All right, so what are some other cool Halloween idioms? Not even Halloween, but fear-related idioms. I like this one too, the heebie-jeebies. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so heebie-jeebies was kind of a fun one. It always reminds me of Scooby-Doo. Make your blood run cold. And we've talked about several of these, is why I'm just sharing the list. Jumped out of my skin, heart missed a beat, scared out of my wits, shook like a leaf. We've done that one for sure. Quaking in my boots. I think we've done that too. Scared stiff, we've done. Act of God, we've done. Batten down the hatches, yes. Close shave, yes. Dicey situation, play with fire. Fraught with danger. Risk life and limb. We've definitely talked about that one. Skating on thin ice, that one too. Take cover. Take your life in your hands. Or take your life into your own hands. Afraid of one's own shadow. Break out in a cold sweat. Bundle of nerves. And butterflies in the stomach. We've talked about at least half of those and how they impact our business. So today, Think about the thing you're most afraid of with respect to growing and building and supersizing your business. And ask yourself, is this true? Is this 100% true? Will all the bad things I think are going to happen if I take a step toward this fear going to happen? Or might I just be able to release the fear and let it go once and for all and take that next step to grow and build and supersize my business? I want to say ancient alien astronauts say yes. My son-in-law loves that ancient alien show, and it's really funny because they say that over and over and over again, and it always makes me snicker. But it's true. We can decide to believe and be afraid of or not afraid of anything we want whenever we want. I'm obviously not afraid of pumpkin faces. Have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up. Have a happy Halloween, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.